We are live.
We are live. Hi, Susan. How are you?
I'm good. How are
Good.
you, Corey?
I'm great. I'm glad we could get together tonight and go through some things here. And I'm hoping that answer some questions and concerns for some people, and we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. I'm thrilled to be
Uh,
here.
so I just want to lead into this a bit. And most people, to be successful in their business, there's one thing that they need to be doing more than anything else, and that's offering people something they're interested in and something that can answer a solution for them. So connecting with prospects who want what you have to offer is a major obstacle at times. So if you're having difficulty finding qualified leads and prospects for your business, and if you find yourself in that kind of predicament, then I think we have a solution for you. And I'm excited to introduce you, Susan, as my friend and a business associate and one of my mentors. And we're going to talk about a new product that you've redeveloped on target audience marketing, which will offer a solution to locating customers that are looking for what people have to offer. And I'm glad you graciously agreed to have a discussion with me about this topic and share this information with everybody that's out there. And I'm excited about this, and I think everyone out there as an audience will be excited too. And so with that, Susan, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Corey.
I want you to expand on what a target audience is first. Can you do that for me?
Absolutely.
Or for us?
Yeah, and I'll keep it as concise as possible in this, because in the training I really detail it out. Okay. And so I'll step back a little bit as to why I decided to put this together in the angle that I did. And it's because I was noticing people doing a lot of kind of like hustle-like work, talking to everybody and not getting results, and then getting frustrated. So kind of like you touched on, Corey. And I'm wondering, like, with why I started asking myself questions, and I would watch one person. Why is one person having so much success with using the same language, and the next person will be copying and pasting the same message, talking to people using those same words, and they're not having any success? What's the difference? So I started asking questions like that, and I started trying to almost like reverse engineer, why are people failing? And I was in that bracket. So I was doing the same thing, and it wasn't working for me. So I started reverse engineering it and doing some investigating it. And then I came upon this target audience. What is a target audience? What is a niche? What is an avatar? And I started doing the research. And what I found is it's a big piece that so many of us are missing. And a target audience is speaking to a specific group of people. And there's specific characteristics, ages, where they live, where they work, how they think, what their problems are, and all of that. So it's speaking to a very narrow group, a specific group of people in a specific way, so that you're speaking directly to them. Just like you and I, Corey, we know each other, and we're having a very fluid conversation always, because we know what's going on. We know what kind of dreams each other has. We know the challenges. We're familiar. We know the area we live in. We know all of this. So it's very easy to ask questions. It's very easy to build on a conversation. So a target audience is a specific group of people.
So to get comfortable with them. So what's the importance to marketing to that target audience then? Why is it so important?
Because speaking to them at the right language, or building the relationship with them, is much easier if you know them. And therefore, you'll know if they're the right people for your product, service, or opportunity, or you'll know the kind of language to introduce it to them. You'll know that if it is, because the best way to sell something is to be offering a solution to someone's problem, to be offering a relief to someone's pain. And if you don't know what their problem is, if you don't know what their pain is, then you're just it's almost like throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Seeing what sticks and what doesn't stick.
Yeah, and your language is not warm, it's not connecting, it's they're not going to resonate with it. You're not going to know what to say to them because you don't know who they are.
There's not a comfort level, right? Doesn't get to be a comfort level, right? So why is it, so then going to the next step, why is it important to know your target audience then? Can you expand a little bit more on that?
Because then you get really good at the conversation. you know exactly how to talk to them. You're comfortable. That energy of your comfort and your expertness or your knowledge of where they're at and what their problems are, what their pains are, what makes them tick, what excites them, what they're interested in, and your comfort level will resonate through your language, your words, your all of it, all of your conversation.
So going back a little bit, you said you started to study this and look at it. So how long have you been studying and teaching on this topic then, on target market?
5 years.
5.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so you
So
started
since 2012 in this profession,
right.
I studied it in a different way in my nursing profession because it was really important to me to know the kind of patients that I was working with so that I could work with them better. So I studied it from a different angle in my nursing profession. So then once I figured out that it was a problem in this profession, I kind of knew what humanness and what to explore and look for. So it was kind of pre-studied, but in this profession specifically for 5 years, in 2012, actually right around this time. It was fall of 2012.
So if you take that and you start looking at it and you say you studied it, so first you're studying it and doing your research and everything like that, right? And then you're going in and you start teaching on it, right? So why did you pick this in particular topic? Why are you so passionate about it is what I should ask.
Okay, so the first thing I did, I studied it, and then I put it what I learned to work for about 2 years, because it was about 3 years ago that I created my first official training on the topic. So I studied it, I put to work what I had learned, and it made such a difference in my business, like a huge difference in my business, that I thought this other people need to know this. I want to share this because it made a really big difference in my business. Yeah. So it's going to make a difference in many other people's businesses.
Well, I guess that makes sense, right? So so if you take all this, so when I say that you're I said earlier you're a friend and business associate and one of my mentors. So other than that, who the heck is Susan Bachelder?
Who is this girl?
Yeah.
Okay, Reader's Digest version. I'm from Saskatchewan, Canada, which is a kind of a cool thing in of itself. If anybody wants to explore what is Saskatchewan, it's an area of Canada that's very down home-ish. You talk to your neighbors, you wave at people as you drive by. Very you help people, you talk to people, you laugh, you speak to strangers as if you've known them all your life.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I am. I grew up around a kind of family business that my dad very much spoke about. You always put people before profits, which is important because I definitely bring that into the profession. And then I was a critical care registered nurse for 15 years. Absolutely loved my career, loved it. And then in 2005, I was in a car accident and I sustained damage to the upper part of my neck, the first 2 vertebrae, and then the permanent nerve damage came along with that. So the muscles, the tendons, and the nerves were damaged. And then, so I wasn't able to work in my nursing career anymore. It took about 4 years to decide that. So I kept on thinking, okay, I'm going back. And about 4 or 5 months after the car accident, I was diagnosed with MS. Oh, so between the two, I spent 6 years as a single mom raising my 2 kids and just trying to, well, first of all, figure out the injury, figure out the situation that I was in, and appointments here and there, and just kind of existing like that off of my savings. And then all of a sudden I realized, uh-oh.
We're in trouble.
This is getting kind of scary. Debt and all of that. So I didn't know anything about the online industry. I had tried a few multi-level marketing options, but how do you have home parties when you spend most of your time in bed, and just the activities of daily living are a real challenge?
Mhm.
And I tried, but that didn't go. The home party thing just didn't work for me. So I went online and I literally searched, help, I need to make money. Well, goodness, there's so much information. We're talking surveys and oh, you name it. So I went to work doing my research, figuring out what to do. Meanwhile, I'm very shy. Really, really, I am. I didn't want to put my picture up on, like some of them said, you have to do social media, you have to do blogging, you have to do this. I'm like, oh no, no. I'm not doing any of that. So I started building websites. I learned how to build websites. Didn't know anything about it, but I learned how to build websites and do drop shipping, like wholesale. You pick a product, you post on your website, you get traffic, you do backlinking and all this kind of background coding schmozzle thing. So that's where I started. I learned how to get between 10 and 40,000 visitors to my websites in a month and sell those products. But it gets kind of boring. And when you're a people person, you try to figure out, like, how can I work in a community? And I was in I found some communities and forums because I wanted to help people that were in situations like me. Right. So I was building relationships just through texting and stuff like that. And so it came to be that wasn't the right direction for me. It wasn't, feeding my soul or sustainable fulfillment per se. Mm. So then I discovered online multi-level marketing and all sorts of options like that. So that was the initial part of my journey. And it was in 2012 that I went to an event. So I was in this community that was just starting up with an opportunity, and everyone kept on saying, you have to go to an event. So I went past my comfort zone. I bought this flight to Atlanta. But at this event, there was 1,000 people there, and I was just all.
Is that the first time Saskatchewan girl went to Atlanta?
Yes.
Yeah? Scary?
Yeah, it was. It was scary, but I embraced it, and I hung out with the owners, and my sponsor was directly connected and knew the owners, and it was a very huge eye-opening experience for this profession. Yeah. And at this one, we were having lunch. There was a group of us. I believe there was 6 of us around the table, and this one fella just very quietly said, the only way to really make money online is to build a list. You got to build a list. And he went on, like, just a few sentences he said. And he said it so quietly, I'm not sure if anyone else heard him. But for some reason, that stuck with me. And I thought, the only way to make money online is to build a list. Well, when I got home, I started doing my research. How do I build a list?
Yeah.
6 months later, I had a list of 5,000. I went. Wow. I thought, wow, I got to master this.
Yeah. So
I made friends with him. I reached out to him after I got home, and we're like family now. We're the best of friends. And he was a solo ad vendor then. So hence started this community of connecting with solo ad vendors and building lists. And one thing led to another.
Yeah. So basically, you've started where everybody else started, right? And you just sort
from
of
nothing.
Stepped up and stepped out of comfort zones and started teaching yourself and learning and going from there. And then you said something earlier, people before profits, that your dad did, and you carry. And I know you carry that on because I've got tons of information from you. And every time I get to Saskatoon, you absolutely make yourself available so we can go kill 2 hours and bounce things off of each other, right? So I know you put that forward. So again, I'm going to step back now again. You've redone this target audience product, okay? So I assume you're going to take that back to the marketplace in the near future. Is that your plan?
Yes, absolutely. So, one of my challenges is being okay with my work. So I need to make sure and give it away enough and analyze it enough and then reverse engineer it enough and make sure it's okay.
Right, right.
So,
Okay.
so I need to make sure that I give it to enough people before I'm good with it going to the marketplace. So
So you're looking for a group of people that might test this for you.
yeah, yeah,
Are you?
I would like my gift would be if they would test it, put it to work, let me know, yes, this works, this confused me, or what I want any and all feedback. And
Oh, okay.
actually put it to work in their business and let me know, like, is it good enough to
Yeah.
change your business? I
Yeah.
know the content is there, but am I presenting it
Okay.
that you can apply it?
So how does someone get a hold of you in order to see if they can be part of your test market? How's that?
I'm kind of everywhere. I'm kind of easily accessible. How would
Well,
you like them to get a hold of me?
well, then that's part that I guess that's part of online, right? You can hit you can punch in Susan Bachelder on Facebook and she's
You
gonna
might
pop up,
find me.
right?
Yeah.
She's gonna pop up. Um, so Can, so I'm going to invite people. Is this all right?
Yeah.
Invite people that are watching this that they can reach out to you, or is that all right? Or
Yeah, that's absolutely all right. And if you want, we can even just isolate it and put and create a thread in your group if you want to do that. And the conversation can all be in one thread. Then when one person asks a question, then everybody can benefit from the question or whatever. And
sure,
then we're gonna have another episode like this where they can come live and ask questions and engage too.
sure, okay. Well, I really appreciate that, and I'm sure the people that have an opportunity to go through this and learn from it are going to appreciate it as well. And that's you putting things before profit again, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
always got to be about the people.
well, the value you've added to things that I've done is phenomenal. And
I'm glad.
every time we're together, I learn something and I enjoy it. And I really appreciate the fact that you came online tonight to talk to some other people so they could see that same benefit that I've gained knowing you as well.
Thank you, Corey. And I just have to say that I too, it's not just a one-way road because I too gained so much from all of our conversations. You're so meticulous and organized with detail, and that's where I miss. I have these ideas and these visions, and I got to do this, and I want to do this, and I'm over here, and I need to zoom in and pay attention to detail sometimes. Like if I have more time, I can,
Yeah.
but I always avoid it because I just want to reach more people.
Yeah.
I just want to do
Well,
more things.
well,
So a
that
conversation with you helps me just really focus in, and I just really appreciate everything that you bring to this relationship.
Well, and what's nice too is that we all have different strengths and benefits, right? And so
Yeah,
you can bounce that when you have a community, you can bounce that back and forth, and everybody benefits from everyone else, right?
absolutely.
And you're not just stuck, even though you've got your own home office like yourself and myself, you're not stuck in that by yourself.
That's right.
You can reach out so easily and have conversations, and that's what's nice about these Zoom webinars too, because everybody can be in their place yet still be part of the community, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
technology is amazing.
Yeah. So, anyways, I don't want to take up a lot more of your time. I'm glad we had this conversation tonight. I appreciate the time you took out of your busy schedule because I know how busy you are, and hopefully, what'll happen now is some people will step up to the plate and test test your product, and we can all have some ongoing conversation about it and some question and answer periods that we can do, 10, 12 days from now or so, and and walk through that.
That'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. I guess that's good night then, is it?
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll click this button.
Yeah. Okay.